Hi, Ken Gerben here. I'm a certified professional coach, and we're going to kind of give it a couple minutes here to get some people to join. And then we'll start. I think we got 2 attendees. This is a new thing for me, so I'm just trying to get used to it. I kind of made a last minute business decision to get Webinars Air to simplify the whole process. So I see Stan Grant is here. Welcome, Stan. Let's see if we can get Stan to respond to this. So it looks like we've got one person here, so we're good to go. And hopefully we'll get Stan to be able to respond here to the chat pretty soon. And then we'll get started. Looks like Stan dropped off for some reason. Hopefully he comes back. Okay, so we're going to get started, and if people who can't make it tonight, that's good. We'll have the replay available. So we're going to turn on the screen share. And we don't want to see Skype. Is that you, Stan?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, we made it.
Yeah, I know it's tricky stuff here, man.
Well, I had to make a last-minute decision to start off the service called Webinars on Air because I was having problems with the regular standard Google Hangouts.
Okay.
So what we can actually turn this into is maybe just turn it into kind of a live, kind of just getting your questions answered, and I can offer some advice and things I've ran into. We can kind of turn this into a one-on-one coaching call. What do you think?
Well, no, that's even better, eh?
Well, I'm all for it. I just want to make sure that you get your questions answered. You've been kind of following my Clicks Gone Wild video challenge.
Yes.
And I had some technical difficulties on that today, so I did a bunch of do-over videos today. So I'll actually be posting that later on tonight.
Oh, good.
So what opportunity are you involved?
It was very informative. Okay, these webinars they have, training and the whole thing. I find that they're not giving us the whole scoop. You know what I mean? And so that, like, I'm a newbie. I'll be honest with you, and I came through Michael because I've been with him for the last year, eh? And uh,
You're
so
talking about
far
came
in
through.
Clicksville,
You're talking
I
about
haven't done
Michelangelo.
anything. I'm advertising like hell, 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day, and everything else. I'm getting nothing.
Yeah, the clicks gone wild thing has kind of dried up a little bit from that perspective ever since, it's been about a month now.
Yeah,
And I haven't gotten anything either. I did like 5 drops, 5 email drops, and I got like 50 clicks, and I had to work my butt off to get them.
yeah,
And in June, I made $600. I was ecstatic. Well, this is working. This is working. This is working.
yeah. No, I haven't. I've that 15-cent thing. I made $70 and stopped.
Yeah, the 15-cent thing really is okay, but it's guaranteed money. But when you get the
Yeah, but it's
CPA,
not working right now. No.
well, it's not. They turned it off because they had a bunch
Yeah,
of
yeah.
click fraud.
Well, that's sad, eh? Anyways, that's one of the reasons why I stayed on to it. I said, okay, well, I mean, you can suffer it out, but at least you're gonna dig out something. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I actually I had a 50K account, and I downsized
Uh-huh.
50K down to 10K because I have about 8,000 openers. And I was just doing what they're asking me to do, but I'm still getting like an 80% bounce rate, and I'm not complaining because I understand the technical side of it all. But you're
Yeah,
just not going to get the kind of conversions. I mean, like last thing we talked on the support call with Chris was, if only 1,800 people are responding, then you should fish in the small pond and not fish in the big pond.
that's right. Yeah,
But
that's what I am. I'm down to 10. I said to hell with it, because
I'm not going to keep on eating $250 a month while they're waiting for a solution. And
yeah, it looks like another month anyway.
well, it'll be mid-September,
Yeah.
which isn't really that far away.
No, I'm hanging in.
Well, I'm hanging in there too because I have this, what you'll hear about one of the videos I produced today is my whole goal for my whole business plan from the beginning is I wanted to create what I call a business in a box.
Okay.
I wanted to be able to have a complete system where I could plug people in and they would be successful because I want to have people have a 98% success rate when they
Yeah.
work with me.
Wow, I'm willing to do that for you.
Well, because when you have a system like Clicks Gone Wild, as an example, you have the leads. I was burning $500 to $1,000 a month on junk leads.
That's right.
And what's funny is that
Yeah, sure. No, you're all spending money like hell on leads, and I mean, I was one of the originators of iPass, and I was never so disappointed. I spent $6,500 and I got zilch.
right, and I'm kind of cautiously optimistic about iPass 2
That's right. Me too.
because I've heard it's taken and I understand that's not Chris Jones' fault for how long it's taken to launch because Empower Network has been changing at the same time.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to get through compliance. So I appreciate what they've gone through as far as their struggles.
Yeah.
But with the Clicks Gone Wild 2.0 part, they're actually going to give us another funnel to use to promote Empower.
Oh, that's great.
Because they're actually going to give us this.
When they keep switching it like they do at Empower, I find that when I sent these emails out, that David sent me, direct, I got a whole bunch of things coming back. Oh, is this a different outfit now? And all kinds of questions. You know what I mean?
Well, my strategy for that going forward is when they send me those swipes.
Yeah.
I shortened the like Chris was telling us to do on the training. I shortened the subject lines.
Yeah.
And I cut down the swipes down to no more than 200 words, and my open rates increased.
Okay.
So my strategy going forward with those long swipes is I'm going to take that and use it as a script for a video.
Okay.
And then what I'll do is I'll send them to a video of me talking about why this is important. So you're building rapport with your list.
Yeah. That's good.
Because people don't like to read long ass swipes. They just
No.
don't read them because they're looking up their phone. They're going, "What the hell is this?"
Yeah. The whole page. What?
Yeah, and it's like, well, who's going to read that? So I would rather just give them a little bit of give them the snack size candy bar,
That's right.
and whet their appetite and go, well, I want to see more.
Well, it's like Michael, he keeps saying, I'm not a writer. I'm selling emails. That's it. Finish. Boom.
Right. Well, I mean, he's not. He's just bam, bam, bam. Done. If you let the sales pages do the sale, get a catchy subject line that's going to catch people's attention.
Yeah.
Get them to open the email and get them to click, and then let the sales pages tell the story. Well, that's kind of my own approach to my own list, and this is something I'm going to start doing here very soon. Is I'm going to actually set it up so I use when they send these long swipes, I'm just going to use those as a script for a video. And either produce the video like you and I are talking now, or produce it like just a PowerPoint video using Snagit,
Yeah.
and then just refer them to the video and say, hey, this is what this is about, and this is why it's important to you, blah 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 blah, and then just have a strong call to action at the end of the video.
No, that's pretty smart. Yeah, right.
I'm kind of an out of the box thinker, so.
You go on and on and on and on, and everybody's heard his story about 50 million times, so they don't want to get into that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we got a new person added here, so we'll open it up to Christy as well.
Okay.
This is cool. I said I just made the decision to go with webinars on air because I've always wanted to do the Google Hangouts because it goes on YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I signed for something. I don't know what it was. They said they could be used on YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
So, do you have any questions? Because this is kind of a good chance to pick my brain. I'm kind of like a walking encyclopedia.
What I did was I put it on the side. I've kept every one of your things so that I can go back in there.
Right.
And I did. I didn't. To begin with, I didn't go to the what's the name of that clicks thing right away. But now I have, and now I'm on that same generator. I watched your video and used it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Now, did you get the live stream?
Yeah.
Okay. So you must have CMAX and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the benefits I'm looking for in the Clicks Gone Wild 2.0 is it's going to be one bill for everything.
Well, hopefully, because we won't know until 2 comes out, but I hope it's all in one payment because we're all over the map now.
No, Chris has said it will be.
Well, that's good.
It'll include a lot of great features.
It's no different than EN. They keep bugging us for more money. Oh, it's only $1,000. Hey, whoa, what? It's okay if you're making some money, but if you're not making money, it's tough.
Well, the changes that they're making to EN, I think, are very, very good because they finally added a $7 tripwire product.
Yeah.
And that $7 tripwire product will actually get people locked in your power line.
Well, and it never worked for me because I got nobody out of that. And I've advertised like crazy. I'm talking like 10, 15 times a day, you know what I mean?
Right.
Shooting 10,000 at a whack.
What do you mean shooting? Were you trying to promote it to your Clicks Gone Wild?
Yeah. No, I went steady on that for like 3-4 days.
Yeah, I'm wondering what the Clicks Gone Wild. Typically, if you consider the audience on that list, 65% of that list is people looking for a job.
Yeah.
And 35% are looking for business opportunity.
That's right. So
you want to consider that audience, and then have your swipes kind of geared towards that audience.
That's right.
So then when I just made that recently, that little golden nugget that the #1 employer in the United States is Walmart.
Yeah, I read that.
And then did you go to college to go to Walmart as your career and get paid $12.83 an hour?
That's right. No, that was a good article. So you could stick that into the ad, but listen, let's face it. I mean, you go into the mid states and the whole thing; those guys are having it tough. Wow,
Right.
bad times.
Well, and plus, a lot of the manufacturing jobs have left the United States. So that used to be the heart of American economy was the manufacturing stuff. Now that's all been shipped offshore, and now the United States is shifting more towards a service type economy.
Yeah,
And for 80 years we were in the age of the industrial age,
that's
and
right.
now we're shifting into the age of the entrepreneur. And that's they say by 2030 that a majority of the jobs will be entrepreneurial.
Well, we were lucky in British Columbia, which is I'm in Canada on the west coast, and of
I kind
course.
of got that, eh?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to apologize for it. I'm originally from Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know you
We got
betcha.
lots of them guys over here, Washington and the whole thing. I got relatives all the way down Oregon, California.
Mm-hmm.
But here we've never really seen a recession. We were involved with the Olympics and then natural gas and oil and the whole thing. So we got a lot of Americans coming up here for jobs in the Yukon. It's a
Yeah,
lot of
and that's I hear that's a
people.
beautiful part of the country.
We only got 34 million, so there's nobody here.
Yeah, it's not a very big. I mean, it's a good size, but not like the United States, but it's still good.
Yeah. Well, we're following you. I think we're just another big star as far as the flag goes there anyway. I mean, Canada goes whatever U.S. is doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So what kind of questions do you have?
A ton, but
Start asking. This is your chance.
Well, I mean, it's just advertising. You know what I mean? Where do you come up with these smart ideas to get them hooked? You know what I mean? Click here. I've tried them all. You know what I mean? Are you home?
Well, for me, I'm on several other people's lists.
Okay.
So I'll get on like Igor Kiefitz's list, right?
Okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I know.
I happen to be on a couple of other people's lists that are in Clicks Gone Wild
Yeah.
that are sent somehow or another. I got on some other lists. I'm on this Stephanie list. I'm on like 3 or 4 other lists. And what I'll do is I'll pick the swipes that appeal to me, and I'll send them to I'll send them to my list, and I'll test them. And I've found that the short ones are the ones that always get the best response.
That's right. 1 or 2 lines.
1 or 2 lines. You're like, "Are you there?" Or
Yep.
immediate action required. That's by my
Well,
best.
I went down Matt's stuff too, and it's
Right.
repetitive. But I mean, I think when he puts out his list, everybody uses it, so it becomes stale right away.
Well, I went out and I bought Matt's subject line,
Yeah.
and I'm going through those subject lines. I've also gone through, and I said I had a 275 Igor swipes.
Okay.
So I went through some of those, and I just and then some of the stuff I'll actually go through the Empower Network ones. And
Yeah.
Dave Wood has got a lot of really great subject lines,
Oh yeah. No,
but the content is like listen to Dave Wood talk for 6 hours.
no, it's too much.
It's too much. So you just kind of just go through the content, pick out the stuff that's appealing for you,
That's right.
and then use that. But just no more than 200 or 300 words.
Yeah. Okay, good. I'm marking that down. Yeah.
And Chris talks about that all the time too. And I kind of was poking. I love Dave Wood. He's great, but
Yeah.
he just talks too much.
Rambles.
But he's I wish I had a chance to meet Dave Sharp, but I never had that chance.
Isn't that sad what happened? I think he's back on the drugs. I don't know. That's what I heard.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about.
That's what I heard. Yeah, he fell down, and I guess he's getting help. He's a multi-millionaire now, Junkie.
Yeah, I imagine he made a pretty good penny when he got bought out of Empower.
Yeah, literally, he don't have to worry. He's got a big following, and both of them are making huge money. I mean, Grace, they got to be making five anyway, five a month, 500,000.
Nah, it's much larger. The entire team is Dave Wood and everybody's under Dave Wood and Dave Sharp.
Yeah, no, they're making huge money. It's unbelievable. You know, the funny thing is, Ken, that I watched that guy, Dave Woods, for at least 5 years, and I kept saying, "What the hell is he doing on there?" You know what I mean? And I always kept clicking
Hmm.
him off. I clicked him off. I don't know how many times. Then finally, I said, "Okay, I gotta look at this guy." After about 5, 6 years.
Well, I had a chance to be a part of. I was actually living in the Orlando area at the time that Empower Network launched.
Jesus.
And for months, I refused to be a part of Empower Network because of the way that people were advertising it. I
Yeah,
just saw spam links all over. I said, "This is how they're teaching people how to market." And I
yeah.
understand there was a lot of new people who didn't know how to market their business, and it's not Empower Network's fault,
No,
because
no.
and that's why Empower Network is actually banned from Facebook as far as using their domains and stuff. So,
Yeah. Well, they're still working on them. I don't know what their hang up is, but I mean, there's ways and means of getting around it. That's all.
well, yeah, they have these other types of social media sharing type things that they've got set up.
Yeah.
So what are some other questions you got?
Well, really, there isn't a hell of a lot until we see what this 2.0 is going to be. You know what I
Well,
mean?
you got to have some other questions than that. I mean, you got to some curiosities or strategy or something. Give me a challenge, man. Put me on the hot seat. How often do you get a certified professional coach that charges $500 an hour for free?
Isn't that unbelievable? Well, if you only, well, did you advertise this or tell anyone about it? I mean, I jumped on it right away, so I'm surprised there's only.
Well, I had some technical difficulties with the Hangout, and I've got those fixed now. As I
Oh,
signed up for this service called Webinars on, I was having some problems with setting up the Google Hangout,
yeah.
and now I got this one service called Webinars on Air that sets up the webinar for me and uses the Google Hangouts. So
Okay.
now I've actually got this scheduled as a regular event every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna have different topics, and I'm just gonna start dumping, as far as
Will it be
information.
on the same link here as what we have now?
Should be yes.
Yeah. Okay.
The problem was I was sharing the wrong link on Google Plus. So now I'm going to use Webinars on Air, and then they'll opt into my list, and they'll be on my list,
Yeah.
and then I actually can actually send them to other offers as well. So
Oh,
now I got the technical difficulties worked out on this. I can actually, we'll have the replay out here as well and available, and I'll have all that available on YouTube. So I'm confident I got the technical issues worked out, so I'll start delivering some really good content, because I understand that a lot of people, when they go to these webinars, you're kind of like, well, you didn't tell me anything, but you just wasted like an hour of my time.
that's what I found with.
All I heard is sales pitch, sales pitch, sales pitch, sales pitch, sales pitch.
Well, prosperity. I mean, I went on there for a while, and I mean, I couldn't stand the hype. You know what I mean? That's all it
Well,
was.
I got to the point with the Empower, and I love the Empower Hour stuff, but I got to the point where I was so frustrated with all these people that are earning all this money, and I'm like, well, what are you doing wrong?
Yeah.
And
That's
I was making good money with the Clicks Gone Wild stuff,
yeah.
but that's why I started doing these webinars, because a lot of people want to start a home business, and what happens is, and that's why I didn't want to set this particular topic is, and I actually wrote a book about it, is I wanted to help people, give people and help people make an educated and informed decision. Because if you don't know what questions to ask people when you're starting a business, you're gonna get in trouble.
That's right.
Because they're gonna toss the Mercedes in front of you. They're gonna toss all this other shiny stuff in front of you just to give you their credit card, and then you're gonna start, and then all of a sudden you're gonna like a couple days later the crickets are gonna be chirping when you try to call them.
That's right. That's what happens.
So for me, when people are working with me, they have my cell phone, they have my Skype, they have my wife's phone, whatever.
Yeah.
As far as so they can get a hold of me if there's any questions. Email address, because I'm a real person.
Well, I think that's why Michael Angelo done so well, because that was his big bag, and still is. but he, like I've watched him from the beginning. When I first joined Michael, I think he was at about 200. Now he's up to 1,900 or whatever it is,
Right.
personals. So,
He's over 2,000 now. Last year I heard was 2017. He brings in about 7 people a day.
wow. Well, I salute him. I mean, but he's got the goodies there. You know what I mean? If you're a newbie, why the hell are you going to join me when this guy's over there? He's got all kinds of tools, you know. So I've
Well,
tried
it's
to
not,
work
it's
with
not
him,
only the
but
tools,
that's
but
what happened. I lost a lot of my people to Michael Direct.
well, how would you lose your people to him? Because they can't switch people.
Well, no, they watched the tapes, you know, his old tapes when he was doing his old tapes.
Right.
We didn't have a way to do it. Now you can take and put your link in there, but in those days we couldn't in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I'll tell you, I lost tons of guys because, I mean, I know that they came from here because I got all kinds of guys in BC here with Michael Lopez.
Well,
And,
the other thing that's going to be kind of cool with the Clicks Gone Wild 2.0 is you'll get paid $100 a month per person that you bring into Clicks Gone Wild.
which we can do, yeah. There's a lot of
So,
people interested in what I'm doing,
right.
but confused, you know what I mean?
What do you mean confused?
Well, you got to go here, you got to go there, because I mean, the way it's set up right now, you got to be watching all kinds of things. You know what I mean? It's not just
Well,
one
and those are things
area.
that they've talked about fixing in the Clicks Gone Wild 2.0, and they're putting a lot of effort into that because they want to be able to scale it, and in order to scale it, you have to have it so that there's more automated stuff in there that you can't have.
Yeah,
One of my big frustrations right now with the system has been is that you get the same people asking the same questions all the time.
that's what's happening.
And if you have the support systems in place, and that's one of the best things that's happened recently, is that they've got a trouble ticketing system for people to open trouble tickets to. And then they can go back and they can gear the training for the system around what questions are being, what are the most frequently asked questions, and then develop training videos around those questions.
Well, I think Gil does a lot of things for this outfit too. You know what I mean? I don't know how he fits in with those guys, but I mean, he's handling it very well. You know what I mean? And
Well, he's a VA, a virtual assistant. He has a team of virtual assistants. So
uh,
he took over the support from Chris Lee.
yeah.
He's actually part of the Clicks Gone Wild team.
Well, he's very efficient because I've asked him a couple of questions. He's come back within 4 or 5 hours.
Right, which is very helpful.
Yeah.
So you got to have some other questions, man. Come on, challenge me.
Well, you know what? It's like this. I've gone blank here. You know what I mean?
You're what?
I've gone blank. I'm looking at my papers here to see what the hell I got down here.
I mean, when you're looking at a home business opportunity, one of the things I always look for is that can I earn a 70% or higher commission?
Yeah.
Because if you're going to earn less than that on whatever products you're going to be offering people, it's simply not going to be worth your time. You want to be looking at, okay, how long have they been in business?
Yeah.
You know, Empower Network is fairly new, but they've got a strong distributor base, a strong affiliate base, like over 300,000 people, and they have more 6- and 7-figure earners in Empower Network than I've seen in any opportunity. I mean, I've never seen 12, 6, 7-figure earners on stage from any network marketing opportunity I've ever been in.
Well, I've never been to one of the live events, but I think that would really turn you on if you went to a live event. I've not been.
Yeah, I went to the live event in New Orleans, and that was where I actually met Michelangelo for the first time there, and that's how I got into Clicks Gone Wild.
Okay.
I have been struggling for the longest time, spending hundreds and having stress at home because I was trying to spend $500 to maybe $500 or more a month sometimes in order to be able to try and generate leads to build my business, and it's hard for people to do.
That's right.
When you get into Clicks Gone Wild, and you got over 50,000 leads to market, to make money with.
Yeah.
it's much easier. So when the Clicks Gone Wild 2.0 comes out, it's going to be a complete turnkey system that you can use to promote any business opportunity.
Well, no, but then I think I'll jump it then. You know what I mean? It's wise to go to maybe 100 or whatever.
Well, my intention is to scale that up to 2,000 clicks per day, whatever that's going to take.
Okay, yeah.
Because at
Right
2,000
now
clicks
I'm
per
going
day,
about 20.
I should.
I think today I got like 20 clicks, and I've advertised 4 times.
Right. It took me about 5. Yeah, so that's pretty close because it took me about 5 drops, email drops, in order to get about 50 clicks.
Yeah, see? So then your openers are not stacking up, you know, when you only have 10,000, because if you're into the, you know, like it's a volume business, really, you know what I mean? You're going on odds of,
Right. And then you have to come up with different swipes there in order to be able to
yeah.
fish for different openers, because if they keep on seeing the same offers all the time, they're going to get blind to what you're seeing, you know. So you got to
Well, they're
rotate those
worn
out.
out now. I think mine are worn out looking at the same thing.
Well, and that's another theory, but you know, so but yeah, so we're looking at how long have they been in business?
Yeah.
Are you going to be able to are they using current strategies? When I was in another training program, they promised me to show me how to sponsor 1,200 people
Yeah.
in 1 year's time, and I did everything they told me to do, and I didn't sponsor one person.
Wow.
And the problem was that they were still using 2 or 3 year old strategies and teaching people that. And what they did is that they got you on this big hype that they earned more Mercedes than anybody else. Well, if I've got 30, 40, 50, $100,000 that I can throw into a system to generate leads, sure, I can generate 40,000 leads in 24 hours. That's
Yeah.
easy. You know, when they had the whole thing with the internet traffic formula, and Vic was touting that he generated 40,000 leads or whatever it was in 24 hours. Well,
That's
sure,
right.
if I've got 100 grand to spend on traffic, I could generate 40,000 leads all day long.
Yeah.
Just you set up a capture page with a 40% opt-in rate, you throw 100 grand at it, boom, done.
Yeah.
There's 60,000 leads in that time. So show us stuff that works for the average person and trying to make money online. And that's really what my whole purpose of doing this hangout is
Well, I'm going to hang in there, and I'll be right there, Ken. And any suggestions, boom, I'll be on it.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a great opportunity, I think, because of the family feeling that, because most of the guys that I've talked to, including my Patrick San, he's in Philippines, so I really can't chat that much with him. He's back and forth, you know.
Right.
But
Well, you
they've
get
been
the feeling
very
that people
helpful.
do care about your success, and they are there to help you.
Yeah,
With the Clicks Gone Wild, when they got those 4 calls a day and they got all the training available.
yeah.
It,
I go on them all. I
right.
watch them all. I'm faithful to Chris and Jeremy.
Right. So there's really no reason for people not to be successful, and so it's been kind of
Yeah.
frustrating because the reason the IPs, from my understanding, the reason the situation we're in is because people aren't staying plugged in.
Well, if you're not listening, nothing works. You know what I mean? But
Right.
I think if we all just keep working at it, it's got to get better. You know what I mean?
I want to be the first person to hit $10,000 plus a month using Clicks Gone Wild.
Well, I done everything you said. I got my little cue card here. I got that. My guy told me to write a figure 8 on the back of it. And
A figure 8.
yeah, my horoscope guy. He said, "No,
Okay.
one of those spooky things."
That's actually kind of a fun thing I do every year. Is I do my business plan with my astrologer.
Okay.
And we lay out what my astrology chart's going to say for the next year, and I try to adjust my business plan according to the astrology chart.
That's right. Well, all kinds of tricks that's all it can do. You know what I mean?
Yes, there is. No other questions, man? Come on.
Well, no, you've been in it a lot longer than myself. You know, like just retired now, and I said, okay, I'm going to get because our pension plan here sucks. You know, how you going to live on $1,500 a month? You know what I mean?
Right.
So you got to subsidize it. So that's how come I got it. You know, like in
Well,
full.
now is BC, is that more? Is it a state? How do you get your pension plan?
Comes
Is it
from there's two. There's one a federal and a provincial.
okay?
But you know, it's you starve on it. You know what I mean? Today's thing, you need like 3,500, 4,000 a month if you can live. You know, not worry too much about anything. You don't need big bucks, but the pension won't do it.
Well, no, but you still got to survive. You got to still put, still got to pay for your bills, and you still got other stuff to take care of, and
Yeah,
and it's hard. And what's happening with the overall economy all over the world is that jobs are paying less and less all the time. They're trying to get salaries pushed. At least here in the United States, they're pushing the salaries down as much as they possibly can, and they're asking you to work more hours for less money.
That's right. Well, I don't know where we're going. Thank Christ I'm an old guy now.
Well, for me, the solution is helping people, and that's what I believe in.
Well, I'm with you there. I think without the help for young kids today, you're going to be in a hell of a mess.
Well, I don't really hate to say this, but I'm more realistic and I'm more pragmatic, and that for me, from my perspective, college is a complete waste of time. And the reason it's a complete waste of time is because the only way it pays to go to college, in my opinion, is if your parents or you can go to college and pay cash for it.
Yeah.
Because if you can't pay cash for college, you're going to be in debt for the next 20 years. And
Yeah, no, it's $18,000 a year for tuition fees in the University of British Columbia, Simon Fraser, any of these, you know. So
and that's cheap. 18 grand is cheap.
Yeah, no, that's just for the school itself. Now books, now this, now that.
Right.
You're up to like $25,000, $30,000.
So you're going to spend $100,000 to go to college for a job to work at McDonald's.
4 years, yeah.
I know there are people with master's degrees that are working at McDonald's.
Yeah, that's what happens. And they're all working at McDonald's to go to school.
Right. But the college has become more of a business these days.
We're going to get off here now, and then we're going to go and hear what Jeremy has to say tonight.
Yeah, we got the training at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, newbie. Well, no, I listen to him because there's some nuggets there. You know, he keeps throwing nuggets.
Well, it's like the golden nugget we got from Chris the other day, how to track your openers.
That's right.
You know, when you actually use the sub ID to track your openers. You know, who's clicking on your links and you get their email addresses. Who's actually clicking on your links?
Yeah, EMS, you don't know where the hell they're going. So yeah, no, I.
Well, then you can see who's using, who are the people are responding the most to your email. So if you in your tracking link, you put in the sub ID equals and then the email variable. That'll actually let you, so you can actually track to see which email address clicked on the link.
Gmail is my #1 guy.
Right.
But.
Okay, dude. Well, thank you for attending. We'll have these every.
I'll be back next Wednesday. Hopefully, we have some more people here.
We'll have more people because I'll be marketing it more, and I'll actually have the link so it works. I think some people on my list were having problems registering, so now I've got that all straightened out. We'll be able to get this going, and we'll get some topics going that'll be interesting for people, and we'll take it from there.
Okay, Ken. Well, great talking to you, and I'm following you.
Sounds good. Thank you very much.
Okay, now. Bye.
Yep. Bye.